Om Yajnanandimirandrasya Jnananjanasakaya Chakshurunmritam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome to our ISKCON Bulla official YouTube channel. Today I am going to discuss 8th chapter of 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, which Uddhava is being taught by Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna directly doesn't teach here. He quotes the teaching of Dattatreya, 24 Gurus, that will describe from 7th to 9th, 3 chapters. So in this 8th chapter, Avadhuta Brahmana explained to Maharaj Jadu the instructions he had received from 9 of his Gurus, beginning with the Python. The instruction the Avadhuta Brahmana received from the Python is that an intelligent person should cultivate a mentality of detachment and should maintain his body by accepting whatever comes of its own accord or easily obtained. In this way, he should remain always engaged in the worship of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Even if no food is available, the person who wants to engage fully in the Lord's worship shouldn't beg. Rather, he should understand this to be the arrangement of providence, thinking, whatever enjoyment is destined for me will automatically come, and thus I should not uselessly waste the remaining duration of my life in worrying about such things. If he doesn't get any food, he should simply remain lying like the python and patiently fix his mind in meditation upon the Supreme Lord. The instruction the Avadhuta Brahmana received from the ocean is that the mind of the sage who is devoted to the personality of Godhead appears very clear and grave, just like the still ocean waters. The ocean doesn't overflow during the rainy season when all the flooded rivers discharge their waters into it, nor does it dry up during the hot season when the rivers fail to supply it. Similarly, the sage doesn't become elated when he achieves desirable things, nor does he become distressed in their absence. The instruction of the moth is that just as he becomes enticed by the fire and gives up his life, the fool who cannot control his senses becomes enchanted by the forms of women decorated with gold ornaments and fine clothing. Chasing after these embodiments of the divine illusory energy of the Lord, he loses his life untimely and falls down into the most horrible hell. There are 2 kinds of bees, the bumblebee and the honeybee. The instruction learned from the bumblebee is that a sage should collect only small amounts of food from many different households and thus day after day practice the occupation of madhukari for maintaining his existence. A sage should also collect the essential truths from all scriptures, be they great or insignificant. The instruction received from the second insect, that is the honeybee, is that a mendicant sannyasi should not save the food he begs for the sake of having it later that night or the next day, because if he does so, then just like the greedy honeybee, he will be destroyed along with his hoard. From the elephant, the Avadhuta Brahmana received the following instruction. Male elephants are tricked by hunters into moving toward capturing female elephants, whereupon they fall into the hunter's ditch and are captured. Similarly, the man who becomes attached to the form of woman falls down into the deep well of the material life and is destroyed. The instruction received from the honey thief is that just as honey thief steals the honey collected with great effort by the honeybee, a person in the renounced order of life has the privilege by enjoying before anyone else the food and other valuable things purchased by the hard-earned money of the householders. The instruction from the deer is that just as he becomes confused upon hearing the song of the hunter's flute and loses his life, so also does any person who becomes attached to mundane music and song uselessly wastes his life. The instruction learned from the fish is that because he comes under the sway of attachment to the sense of taste, he is caught on the baited fish hook. and must die. Similarly, an unintelligent person who is victimized by his insatiable tongue will also end up losing his life. Stated in text 21 of this chapter, Tava Jitendriya Nasyad Vijitanindriya Puman Na Jayet Rasanam Javat Jitam Sarvam Jitirase. That means, although one may conquer all the other senses, as long as the tongue is not conquered, and it cannot be said that one has controlled his senses. Tongue is so important. That's why Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, Tahar madhya juha adhi lobhamaya sudarmati. Tongue is an organ, two in one. It is both karmendriya and jnanendriya. So, however, if one is able to control the tongue, then one is understood to be in full control of all the senses. In purport, Acharya says, Kuranga, Matanga, Patanga, Bhrunga, Mina, Hata, Iva, Panchavireva Pancha, Eka Pramadi Sakatanga, Hanyateja, Sevade Panchavireva Pancha. That is, these animals, Kuranga, means this deer, he is killed by being attracted to sound. Similarly, one animal, Matanga, we have heard how these animals are being trapped and they lose their lives. So, in the case of human beings, all the senses are predominant. What will be the fate of that person? You can imagine. So there was once a prostitute named Pingala in the city of Videha, and from her the Avadhuta learned another lesson. What is that? One day she dressed herself in very attractive clothing and ornaments and was waiting from sunset until midnight for a customer. She would in great anticipation, but as the time passed, her mind became very uneasy. No man came to see her, and in disgust, she finally became renounced, giving up her hankering for the arrival of a suitor. There is a famous verse in text 44 which says that asahi paramang dukham nairasang paramang sukham yatha sansidhya kanta sam sukham suswapa pingala. That means this desire, asahi paramang dukham. If you expect something, that will give you sorrow. And nairasang paramang sukham. If you don't desire, if you don't expect, then you will get happiness. In this way, Pingala Sansidhya Kantasam, he gave up all these material desires and he became happy, she became happy from Suswapa Pingala. So, in his purport, Vasiddha Swami says, the Phalita Maha, this Vairagya, how she could get Vairagya or detachment. Thereafter, she engaged herself in thinking only of the Supreme Lord, Hari, and her mind achieved the supreme platform of peace. The instruction received from her is that hopes for sense gratification are the root cause of all suffering. Therefore, only one who has given up such hankering can fix himself in meditation upon the personality of Godhead and achieve the transcendental peace. So, this desire, hankering, those who surpass these modes of nature, like mode of goodness, passion, and ignorance, they are called Brahmabhuta. They have no hankering and no lamentation. Brahmabhuta prasanatman also sudhino kankhedi. Samas sarvesu bhutesu madhbhaktim lavate paraham. At that stage, he is equal to all. And that is the platform of devotional service. So we are in this devotional life. So we should know how this devotional life means. So thank you very much for listening to this lecture. And don't forget, please, to subscribe, share, and like our channel and get the blessings of the Lord. Hare Krishna.